Long ago, in the heart of a vast and mighty kingdom, there ruled a king who believed he was the wisest, the most just, and the most powerful ruler of all. He prided himself on his fairness and his ability to control the fate of his people. This king had 3 daughters, each as graceful as the morning sun, yet different in their own ways. One evening, as the crimson sun dipped below the horizon, the king gathered his daughters in the grand hall of his palace. "My daughters," he declared, "all that you have, all that you are, comes from me. Your past, your present, and your future. It is all shaped by my will. I am the creator of your destiny, and without me, you are nothing." His 2 elder daughters, nodding obediently, agreed without hesitation. But the youngest, the one with fire in her eyes and wisdom beyond her years, remained silent. Then she spoke. "Father, I do not believe that my fate lies in your hands alone. My path is my own, and I will shape it with my own choices." The king's face darkened like a brewing storm. He had never been defied before, and he would not be defied now. His pride wounded, he declared, "If you do not believe in my power over destiny, then I shall prove it to you." Without another word, he ordered his youngest daughter to be imprisoned in the darkest corner of the palace. Years passed. The young princess, locked away, grew thin and weak, yet her spirit never wavered. Meanwhile, the king ruled his land, comforted by the belief that he had proven his point. His will was law, his decree was fate. But as time wore on, the king's heart grew restless. He visited his daughter in the dark chamber, hoping to see regret in her eyes. Yet even in her frailty, she met his gaze with unwavering strength. "You cannot break me, father," she whispered. "The sun still rises, and my fate still belongs to me." Frustrated and unable to watch her suffer any longer, the king made a final decision. "If you refuse to accept my rule over your fate, then you shall live outside my kingdom, away from my power. You shall be cast into the wild, where only beasts and outcasts dwell. There, you will see how cruel fate can truly be." And so, the young princess was sent away to the deep forest beyond the kingdom. With nothing but the clothes on her back, she wandered through the dense jungle, surviving on fruits, drinking from rivers, and sheltering beneath the wide arms of ancient baobab trees. She learned to hunt, to weave, and to build, carving a life for herself among the forgotten people of the land, outcasts who had been abandoned by the king's rule. One day, a weary traveler arrived in the jungle. He was a noble man, wise and kind, and upon seeing the princess, he was struck by her courage. "You do not belong to the shadows," he told her. "You shine brighter than any jewel in your father's kingdom." Together they built a village, gathering people from all walks of life, hunters, farmers, traders, and warriors. What was once an exile became a thriving city, a place where people lived free, ruled not by the decree of a king, but by the wisdom of their own hearts. In time, the princess and the traveler became its rulers, not through force, but through love and respect. Far away in his golden palace, the king heard whispers of a powerful queen ruling a land beyond his borders. Curious and wary, he traveled to see for himself. When he arrived, he was astonished. There, sitting upon the throne, was his own daughter, stronger than ever, with a kingdom greater than his own. The princess welcomed her father with kindness, offering him a place at her table. She did not speak of the past, nor did she blame him for what he had done. But as the king sat among the people, he heard the wind whisper through the trees, "A man does not shape the fate of another. Each soul walks its own path. Destiny is not given, it is made." The king, humbled by what he had seen, returned to his kingdom with a heavy heart. He gathered his daughters once more and spoke. "I was wrong. No man, no king, no ruler can decide the fate of another. Each of you must walk your own path and build your own future." And from that day on, the kingdom was ruled not by power, but by wisdom. Moral of the story: no one can dictate the fate of another. Destiny is not written by others. It is forged by one's own hands.